Well, we got some breaking news coming out of Detroit. According to Adam Schefter, the Denver Broncos are signing Josh Reynolds to a 2-year, $14 million deal. So now we need to replace Reynolds. This really hurts us. I kind of expected him to sign elsewhere. But this massively hurts us. So let's go ahead and dive into it. I expected the man to leave. If we did not resign within a week of the tampering period, like if he would not get signed by any other team, or if we did not bring him back within a week, I pretty much knew he wasn't going to come back. Brad Holmes said in his press conference that bringing back Reynolds was still a priority. That I don't know if that was the case, because you can never know about Brad Holmes and what he's thinking about. But so he's now off the table. Good for Reynolds, man. Always been a fan of the guy. Even with the 2 drops in the championship game, a lot of people hate him for that. Players make mistakes, man. Obviously, he needs to catch those balls, but players make mistakes. We need to know that. Gibbs made a mistake. He fumbled. Goff didn't make a whole bunch of great throws. Vildor made the mistake of not picking off the ball. So there's multiple players who made mistakes in that game, so you can't just blame a guy for everything. So I don't know why everybody blames Josh Reynolds, or most of people blame Josh Reynolds and say that he does not need to be back on this team because he dropped both balls in the championship game. I think that is complete and utter bull. There's no way he should not be back. When he only drops 2 passes in the game, yes, he needed to catch both passes. However, he was consistent the whole entire year in his 3-year stint with the Lions. Consistent. That's all he was. His first year with us had around, I think it was 300 yards, not including the Tennessee yards that he got. Second year was his better year. He had around 450 yards, and then this year was his best year as a Lion, where he had over 600 receiving yards. 100% should have been back. The fact that he only got 2 years, $14 million is out of my mind. I thought he was going to get anywhere between 2 and 15 to 2 and 17 and a half, somewhere around there. The fact that we couldn't pay Josh Reynolds for $7 million a year is outrageous to me. I love DPJ, and I think he can replace Reynolds. I loved that trade when we got him. A lot of people didn't care for it, but I did. I liked it a lot. I still thought we needed a pass rusher or a guy in the secondary, but I was fine with it because it was at least a move, and it was pretty cheap. And the fact that he will be with us for at least another year and potentially replace Reynolds, I like the move, and he's very underrated. However, is he Josh Reynolds level? That is the question. We're definitely going to have to take a receiver now in the draft. Probably with the whatever the pick is in the 7th, in the 3rd round we have 70th over something 70th overall we have, maybe a receiver then, or maybe with the 200th first pick or whatever, 205th pick or whatever, we take a receiver. I don't know, but I don't think it's a huge priority because you still got St. Brown, you still got J-Mo, who I think will have a great year next year. You got Donovan Peoples-Jones, who I think will have a solid year next year. And don't forget about Raymond. Raymond is a very underrated receiver. His first year with us, he had, I think it was 400 or 500 receiving yards. Wait. I think it was around 400. His second year was 500, and then this year he had a down year, but obviously you had J-Mo, who almost played a whole year, and you had Reynolds, who had his best year, and also you got DPJ. So I think Raymond had 400 this year, but I could see him potentially going back to 500 receiving yards, somewhere around there. And then you also got Antoine Green, our last year's 7th-round pick. You got Kennedy. You got Darius Fountain. So you got guys back there. You got Traquan Smith. You got a whole bunch of guys back there, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to replace Reynolds. But we definitely need one more guy. I'm just saying, I don't know if we need like a Josh Reynolds, because I think DPJ or Raymond can fill that slot. But we do need another depth piece to be that 5th or 6th string receiver. I don't know if Green can be that or Kennedy. So I would say either bring in a veteran wide receiver like Marquise Goodwin, or who's some other guys that would be cheap, that would be solid to bring in. Marquise Goodwin, you got Chark is still out there. You got some other guys as well. Or you could go ahead and draft a guy late in the draft or somewhere around there to replace Reynolds as the 5th or 6th string receiver. the DPJ would be the number 3 and Raymond would be the number 4 in that case scenario. But one pride go Lions. This really does suck, man, but I kind of expected this to happen. Again, good for Josh Reynolds. Shout out to Reynolds. And this is going to not affect Jared Goff a whole bunch, but this will be like the first time Jared Goff, this will be his first season without playing with Josh Reynolds, I believe. It was his first or second season playing out without Josh Reynolds. So, Goff is going to have to find that new connection, which is obviously St. Brown, but we need another guy back there. So, one pride, go Lions. It sucks, man. It sucks. But hopefully DPJ can take that role.